What is going on, everybody? My name is Northy, and today we are going into round 12 of the AFL 2022 season. For Teamcoach specifically, however, as per usual, we are going over our star powers and top teams, as well as our tips for the week. Now, I will quickly mention this is going out very close to when the game starts, but for a lot of you guys who may not know, I hope a lot of you guys do know, because it's going to be rough for you if you don't. This week is the start of the bye rounds, so I believe it is 6 teams will not be playing this week, and the same will happen every single week for the next 3 weeks. So if your favourite team is not playing this week, then you can just enjoy a good week of footy. God, I hope it's North very soon. I need North to have a bye just so I don't feel dread every week. So we're going to need to hope that things go well for us. But we'll start off with our star powers, because there is a change. There's a few changes here. So for Indigenous and Multicultural, we did have Shea Bolton last week. But now we're switching up to Charlie Cameron. Not sure how this pick will go. They are up against Fremantle, I believe. So it will get to their forward line. It's the Brisbane Lions. But I just don't know how effective Charlie Cameron will be throughout the entire game, as Fremantle do have a lot of small and strong backmen. I think they could match up quite well against him, so I'm a little worried having him in there, but I don't have too many other choices. Saints don't play this week. Power don't play this week. I'm not sure about Michael Walters. He has had a rough season, but he's starting to get it all back. Obviously, Shea doesn't play, and Chad is playing, but he just hasn't had a great season, so I'm going with Charlie Cameron. I don't know how it'll go, but we'll see. The big change, the step up, is Luke Parker is coming back as a team star powers player. I managed to pull him, and God, was it such a good pull, because he's been brilliant for me all season. Hopefully, he can get another 100-point game. I think they're coming up against Melbourne, so it may happen, it may not happen. Who knows? But if he can get a 5-mark, 5-tackle, 30-disposal game, if he can do that, that'd be amazing. Maybe even a goal in there. That'd be ideal for Luke Parker, but we'll see. Noah Anderson, I've kept him in there for my star powers team because he is up against the West Coast Eagles, I believe? No, they're playing North. They're playing North at Darwin. So I'm very excited to see how that one will go. But realistically, it should be a Gold Coast win. Again, up at Darwin. So Gold Coast should be able to do their thing, especially if they want to make finals. These are the games they've got to win. They have to win these. They have to take the easy ones. But we go over to my hero team here. We've got Bonson once again. Obviously, such a good pull. Didn't play as well last week, unfortunately. However, definitely hoping he'll step it up as he plays Geelong tonight. The Doggies and Geelong, 7:50 at Marvel Stadium. That'll be a fun one. But then we also have for our hero, sorry, not hero, our super. Very interesting. We can't choose Josh Kelly this week. He and the GWS Giants are out. Same goes with Essendon and Darcy Parish, so can't use him. So the next up is Tom Mitchell. Heaney is a little I can't tell whether he's going to play well or play poorly at the moment. Matty Rowell's having a little disappointing one, but nonetheless, we hope that he gets better and better. Gold Coast are getting better and better, so hopefully Matt will join him. Taylor Adams, not having the best of seasons, but nonetheless not a poor display so far. I think we're going to go Tom Mitchell, though. I think he seems like the sensible choice. Not too many different changes in general, just the changes we had to make, considering some players that we have in our team aren't playing this week. And obviously, last week, we didn't get the ladder position we wanted, but I know for sure that this week, I feel like the scores are going to be a little bit tighter. Obviously, there's less players to choose from. Some people may not have the cards to kind of back up a week like this. So I know when the week comes where I can't use Bontempelli, that'll be a tough one. Same goes with Noah Anderson. Star Powers really is one where you just have to have some really good pack luck or have a bit of money to buy the cards that you need. The buy rounds, you have to have enough cards by the buy round to have backup players. So luckily, I do. We've got the 3 Star Powers players right here. Who knows, maybe some don't have enough Team Star Powers players to actually put in. So it's a little interesting. You may see a few people from the top here slip down, but hopefully we will not be joining them. So we're going to hope that this team does well. I have faith. I have a lot of faith. I think a lot of people may be a little disappointed with how it's looking for them, considering that obviously bye week takes out a lot of people. But we go over to top team now. Top team's a little interesting. Obviously, with the changes we have to make, I think we've got a decent team going. Riley O'Brien is a really interesting change this week. He obviously played the best last week for the Ruckman by a long shot. However, you may be asking why such a sudden change to him. Well, Adelaide are up against West Coast, and obviously West Coast don't have Nick Nat, so it's really just, you know, making sure that we're doing the right thing and picking the right plays for certain times. Who knows? Tim English may have an amazing game. Max Gawn may play out of his skin against Sydney. Who knows? But I'm just hopeful that things go well for us with the Riley O'Brien pick. Obviously, nearly 30 disposals for a ruckman's going to help, as well as 47 hitouts. That's a nuts game, like ridiculous. And even sprinkle in some marks in there as well. That's a top-notch game. If we can just get 100 or a little bit more from Riley, that'd be really good. But I imagine a lot of people have him this week. We're sticking with Bontempelli. Obviously, a lot of players could take that position away from him or be a better choice. Bailey Smith is supposedly back. Obviously, his illness last week took him out, so we didn't get any points in our top 18 for him. Lockie Neal, however, is the big midfield change. I think at the moment he's the most reliable. Josh Dunkley, again, he's really good with the marks and tackles, especially last week against West Coast. He was top notch. But Lockie Neal, I think, is the more consistent one. Obviously, when you check season average, Josh Dunkley beats him, but Lockie Neal at the moment is playing a little bit more consistently better. So I'm going to pick him up, and hopefully we get a good game from him. But nonetheless, James Sicily, you may ask why I don't pick Tom Stewart. And I think Tom Stewart would be a good pick. I think a lot of people have him, but I don't see the reason to change from James Sicily at the moment. He's just consistently getting me 100, 110 every week. Why would I change from that? There's no real need for me to do so, in my opinion. I think Sicily's a good pick because if Tom Stewart doesn't have the game that people hope he does, then they end up getting that loss. But if he plays well, then people get the dub for that. But nonetheless, I'm sticking with Sicily. Sicily has been really consistent for me, consistently over 100. So that's what I need right now. But going over, actually, we'll check the ladder first. This is what we did last week. We're ranked 7 for the year so far. I just hope that no one in the top 10 gets too many points again, because Macastar's here. When he got the 474, it definitely put me a little on edge. Got me very worried, so hopefully not too many crazy performers this week. I'm just hoping we get over 400. It'll keep us safe. Maybe even go up a couple spots. But we go over to top 18 now. Our top 18 is going to be really, really interesting. I think a lot of this week's performers really have to rely on making sure they have top-notch games. There's a few unsure choices I've had to make, like Rory Lobb. He had a really, really good game last week, but I don't know if that's like the usual and the thing I should get used to. However, he is becoming a very, very good option in the forward line for Fremantle, and so hopefully he'll be able to have a good game for himself. DeGoey is going in as well. I'm not sure how that'll go, but he is listed as a follower and on the ball, so that's always good to see from a forward position in this game. So hopefully he'll get, if he can get to 80, I'll be happy. If he can get to 80, that's a top-notch game. Bontempelli and Smith, hopefully, will have a good one tonight. Heaney surely will improve from 44 points. I really hope so. He kicked a goal, but he was not really that effective in last week's game against Richmond, so hopefully that changes. But Norton as well, if he can get to 80s. We just need everyone here to be 80 or above, or at least 5 out of 6, because I think the ones I'm not trusting are the forwards here. These ones, they basically just have to kick goals in order to get high scores. Because even if Norton gets 4 goals, that's 73 points. It's really not that much. So it just has to be big bags from the boys, and I'm hoping we see a lot of that tonight. But the back line, Stewart and Blitzarves stay in. They were the 2 best performers from last week in the back line, so they're obvious keepers. I was surprised at how well Luke Ryan did last week. Then I checked season averages. He's averaging 78, so it's a bit of a risky one, but he's got everything I need. He's got a lot of marks, has fair enough disposals. He is coming up against a fairly good side. Brisbane will definitely make him work. So I'm hoping he can get a lot of touches, get himself involved a lot. Also, Jake Lloyd. I've got him in because I know he takes a lot of kick-ins. I don't know how he'll go with marks this time around. He was a really good player for me last year. He's just kind of dropped off a little bit now. But Jake Lloyd, he is playing, Sydney are playing Melbourne. So obviously it'll find its way into the forward line a fair bit, I'd imagine, unless Sydney can pull something off crazy like Fremantle did last week. I think Jake Lloyd will have himself a decent game. Then of course Sicily is in, and Jack Crisp is the one that just remains in there. He's always a high scorer. He's always a high scorer for us, so hopefully he can kick a couple goals as he does and get his hands on the ball a lot. But this week, Riley O'Brien goes in the ruck, switch out from Jared Witts. Jared Witts may even be a good option this week, but after last week, I'm not sure whether it was a fluke or not. And again, Riley O'Brien is coming up against West Coast, so I think he can repeat as with a really good performance. I've got Rory Laird in there as well. He is on the ball. He had 115 last week. You can see just a ridiculous stat line there. If we can pull off 115 again, I'm more than happy with that. We keep in Dunkley because he had 126 last week. And this week we don't make the mistake of taking out Neil. We chuck him in. I believe Brayshaw is out. He's been playing a little air as of late. Obviously, as a youngster, you may have those little inconsistencies here and there that make it a bit difficult. But Callum Mills is my wild card this week. Callum Mills is the player where if he can really put the pressure on, like if he can get his hands on the ball, he has had some games this year that have wowed me, like ridiculous amount of points. If he can do it this week against Melbourne and really put on a performance, that'll be super helpful. And I've got Clayton Oliver in there as well. Only the 90 last week, but much better than Petracca. I'll definitely say that for sure. I want to quickly find Petracca because Petracca didn't have the greatest of weeks last week. We go down. There's Petracca with 34. That is nuts. Only the 10 disposals from him. He was quiet as all hell against Fremantle last week. That is nuts. But hopefully Oliver will stay on top. All the people who picked Petracca last week must be like, what happened? But the goal is pretty much to have this entire midfield filled with 100-point players. It's more than possible every single week, so hopefully we can do it. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I have faith that things will go well. I think where things may go wrong is obviously the wild card and Callum Mills. My two full forward options in Lob and Norton, that may not go too well. Heaney has to step up. Like, you think he won't go lower than 44, right? Surely. We've got Luke Ryan and we got Jake Lloyd in the back line. Two big risks in the back line. There's some risks everywhere, but those are the risks you got to take when it comes to buy rounds. But yeah, we got rank 96, 1,536. We stayed in the top 10 for the season, thankfully, but hopefully this week we can go up. I'll show you very quickly the profile at the moment. We're currently ranked 7, 9, and 5. We want to get these lower. We don't want to see anything above 10. Anything above 10 is a L of a week, even if we get a prize card. But we're going to go over the tips now. We could do these pretty quickly, I imagine, but we'll tick off the ones that we think are pretty obvious. Adelaide, a gold card. I was nearly going to pick North, I wish. And this is actually a lot more difficult than I think. I'm going to go doggies tonight. It's not a GMHBA, it's at Marble, and I think the doggies can do it. We'll see what happens. Freo versus Brisbane, I believe it's at Freo, so I'm going to pick Freo after a really dominant performance last week against Melbourne. I don't see why not. I really don't. Melbourne versus Sydney, again, I feel confident picking Melbourne. I do feel confident. However, I definitely am going to throw it up to the game and certain players' performances as of late, now that they've gotten their first loss. I mentioned previously that I cannot stop picking Melbourne until they lose. They've lost now, so I'm going to be a bit more critical in my thinking with them. However, they are still a very good side. Let's not just completely throw them out of the water. And we've also got Hawthorn versus Collingwood. This may be a week where it's just home teams. I've gone full home teams every single game. Really interesting, but nonetheless, I believe this is what's going to go well. We'll see whether there are any upsets this week. Obviously, with a 6-game round, it's going to be easier to get a full 100% tipping week. It is a very good chance you can do so. But I'm confident with my tips. I'm confident with my choices in all home teams. So that's it for the week. I appreciate you all for tuning in to this video. If you liked it, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know what changes you've made to your teams down in the comments below. Always interested in seeing what you guys are up to. So thank you all so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.